It's going to be nice, though. I think getting out of the spotlight and just getting to live my life and do things that I want to do, and not have to sit. And I love talking to all of you, but it's going to be nice to not have to sit in front of a microphone multiple times a week. I really appreciate all of you, but it will be nice to kind of get away and relax for a little bit, and I appreciate everything you all do as well, so I thank you.
Caitlin Clark's potential move from the WNBA to play in Europe has caught fans and analysts by surprise. While her frustration with the league's physical style and inconsistent officiating has been widely reported, another factor may be influencing her decision: the growing racial tensions within the WNBA, particularly following recent accusations by Alyssa Thomas. Could this controversy be the final push for Clark to seek opportunities overseas? Clark's rookie season was nothing short of spectacular. She broke records, revitalized the Indiana Fever, and brought unprecedented attention to the league. But her rise hasn't come without challenges. From enduring aggressive defensive play to controversial no-calls, like Di Carrington's notorious eye poke, Clark has often felt unprotected. "I feel like I'm getting hammered and opponents get away with things that other players don't," she said in an interview following the Fever's heartbreaking playoff exit.
Yeah, I think just being competitive is who I am. It's what I've done my whole career. I think at times there's ways I can probably channel it a little bit better, but that's just basketball at the end of the day. That's never gonna change. I'm never gonna lose that. I feel like I'm getting hammered. I don't know. I appreciate Christy getting a text too.
While the physical demands of the game have been challenging, it's clear that the WNBA's off-court environment has increasingly frustrated Caitlin Clark. A major flashpoint has been the recent racial controversy involving Alyssa Thomas. Following the Fever's playoff elimination, Thomas publicly accused Clark's fan base of racial bias. She claimed that in her 11-year career, she had never encountered such hostility, suggesting that Clark's rapid rise to stardom has stirred tensions tied to race.
Honestly, it's been a lot of nonsense. I think in my 11-year career, I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base. We had her face on a serious matter that happened in this world, and it's unacceptable, honestly. And there's no place for it. And
Alyssa Thomas's comments indirectly linked Clark's popularity to her predominantly white fan base. This wasn't merely about online trolls or isolated incidents. It was an accusation aimed at the league's growing audience, many of whom started following because of Clark. Thomas suggested that Clark's success and the attention she received were more a product of race than talent. For Clark, this must have felt like a harsh blow. After working tirelessly to prove herself on the court, she suddenly found herself at the center of a racial debate she never sought. Combined with the relentless physicality she's endured, it's easy to see how this could be the final straw. While Clark has been the face of the WNBA's resurgence, she's also become its most controversial figure, largely due to circumstances beyond her control, from public accusations to other players leveraging racial tensions to stir drama. In her press conference, Clark didn't directly address the racial allegations, but made it clear she needed a break. "I need a reset. I need to get away from all of this," she said. Many speculate that this reset could involve moving to Europe, where she could focus solely on her game without the external pressures that have overshadowed her WNBA experience.
Basketball was something I absolutely loved to do, but there was a lot of other things I had to have done in my life, whether it was school, whether it was emptying the dishwasher or taking out the trash. I had chores. It stunk. I think it'll definitely be a little bit of an adjustment period for myself, not really, having to do that so much. I woke up yesterday and I'm I don't know what I'm going to really do. So it's going to be nice, though. I think getting out of the spotlight and just getting to live my life and do things that I want to do, and, not have to sit. And I love talking to all of you, but it's going to be nice to not have to sit in front of a microphone.
A move to Europe could give Caitlin Clark the opportunity to play in a league with a different focus, one potentially free from the racial tensions that have recently shaped her WNBA experience. Clark's potential departure isn't just a personal decision. It would be a major blow to the WNBA. Since joining, she's turned the Indiana Fever into a major draw. Attendance at games has surged by 400%. Ticket sales are up 60%, and her jersey has become the league's top seller. Her matchups have drawn millions of viewers, often eclipsing games featuring other stars like Brianna Stewart and Aya Wilson. Clark hasn't just been a player, she's been the league's primary attraction. Losing her would be both a financial and public relations setback. Beyond economics, it would highlight deep, unresolved issues within the league, racial tensions, politics, and the challenge of protecting its top talent. Clark leaving could signal that the WNBA isn't prepared to support its brightest stars, potentially encouraging other players to seek opportunities elsewhere. For now, all eyes are on Clark. If she does move to Europe, it won't just be a career change. It could mark a pivotal moment for the WNBA. Is Caitlin Clark justified in considering this move? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Connecticut Sun forward Alyssa Thomas and Indiana Fever coach Christy Sides both called for the abusive comments toward W players to stop during their respective post-game news conferences following Game 2 on Wednesday night. Thomas went as far as to ask the league to step in to do something about the behavior.
You got me down again. Hold up.
When sports rivalries spill beyond the court, they can take on a life of their own. The ongoing tension between Alyssa Thomas and Caitlin Clark has become more than just a clash between two star players. It's now a focal point for conversations about race, identity, and how the WNBA promotes its athletes. But are these discussions helping the sport grow, or are they revealing a deeper divide? Thomas and Clark faced off in a highly anticipated playoff series. Clark, the rookie sensation from Iowa, had electrified the league with her dominant performances, while Thomas, a seasoned WNBA veteran, had built her reputation on toughness and grit. A clash was inevitable, and fans expected a high-intensity matchup. Tensions came to a head when Thomas set a hard screen that knocked Clark to the floor. The incident sparked an immediate reaction. Clark, known for her resilience, quickly got back on her feet, but the crowd and media scrutiny didn't let the moment fade. Thomas faced backlash, with critics accusing her of targeting the young star and playing overly aggressive. Thomas, however, pushed back, suggesting that the criticism wasn't solely about her on-court actions, but was tied to deeper issues, including race. This exchange has turned a single playoff clash into a much broader conversation about the league, its players, and how talent is perceived and promoted.
I think in my 11-year career, I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base.
The rivalry between Alyssa Thomas and Caitlin Clark goes beyond basketball. It highlights the complex intersections of race, fandom, and identity in the WNBA. Thomas's claims that some of Clark's fan reactions were racially motivated sparked a discussion that has long simmered beneath the surface of women's sports. Clark, a white player, has quickly become one of the league's most visible stars. Meanwhile, the majority of WNBA players, including Thomas, are black. Some observers argue that Clark's rapid rise has been partly amplified by her race, with the league and media spotlighting her as the next marketable superstar. Historically, the WNBA has emphasized inclusion and diversity, but Clark's emergence has created a delicate balancing act: how to showcase new talent while ensuring veteran players like Thomas and Angel Reese don't feel overlooked. Clark's dominance on the court, paired with her charisma off it, has drawn comparisons to high-profile athletes like LeBron James and Stephen Curry. Fans are attending her games in droves, and ratings have surged. Yet as Clark's star grows, some veterans feel the attention is being unfairly shifted away from players who have long carried the league. Thomas's concerns may reflect more than frustration over a single game. They point to a broader issue of how marketability intersects with the WNBA's core values of equity and representation. During a particularly heated playoff matchup, Thomas alleged that Clark's fan base had directed racially charged comments toward her, further intensifying the debate.
It's unacceptable, honestly. And there's no place for it. And we've been professional throughout the whole entire thing, but I've never been called the things that I've been called on social media, and there's no place for it. You know, we come to play basketball for our job and it's fun, but we don't want to go to work every day and have social media blown up over things like that. It's uncalled for, and something needs to be done, whether it's, them checking their fans or this league checking. There's no time for it anymore.
Whether or not these claims are accurate, they underscore a tension between the WNBA's marketing priorities and broader issues of race in the U.S. The debate centers on whether Caitlin Clark is being elevated because of her image or simply because a new talent has emerged to outshine the established stars. The WNBA has long positioned itself as a progressive league, championing diversity and social justice. Yet Clark's meteoric rise has created a marketing dilemma. The league needs a star capable of capturing mainstream attention and boosting ratings, and Clark fits that role perfectly. Her on-court dominance and crossover appeal have drawn both diehard fans and casual viewers, generating record attendance and merchandise sales. However, with this heightened attention comes resentment. Veteran players like Alyssa Thomas and Angel Reese, both proven talents, have questioned why their consistent contributions receive comparatively less recognition. The league's focus on marketable new stars risks alienating athletes who have long carried its reputation and success. Clark's rapid ascent benefits the WNBA in the short term. Ratings are up, games are selling out, and her jersey is in high demand. But if her prominence continues to overshadow established stars, this strategy could backfire. Thomas's claims about racial bias may gain traction if others perceive that the league prioritizes marketability over merit. And post-game remarks, Thomas suggested that while the league publicly rejects racism, its promotional choices sometimes appear to favor visibility over equitable support for all players. The WNBA faces a delicate challenge: how to spotlight a white superstar in a predominantly black league without marginalizing the veterans who built the league's foundation. Clark has largely stayed out of public debate, preferring to let her performance speak for itself. Meanwhile, the league must navigate these tensions carefully. How it balances promotion, talent recognition, and equity will shape not only the current season but the broader trajectory of women's basketball.
Those guys, they're the racists, when really, y'all are the racists.
You got me down again. Hold up.
In the wake of Caitlin Clark's playoff exit, a new controversy is gripping the WNBA. Alyssa Thomas has been suspended following accusations that she targeted Clark in a racially motivated incident during a heated playoff game. The situation has ignited widespread debate, touching not only on player safety but also on race and dynamics within the league. The incident occurred during a pivotal matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun. Clark, coming off a historic rookie season, was looking to solidify her status as one of the league's brightest stars. Thomas, a seasoned veteran, was determined to lead her team to victory. What began as a competitive, hard-fought game quickly turned controversial when a physical altercation erupted. Thomas was accused of a deliberate, aggressive move toward Clark, which many observers described as racially charged. The immediate reaction was swift. The Fever were eliminated from the playoffs, but attention shifted to the alleged racial undertones of Thomas's actions. WNBA officials suspended Thomas, a decision that sparked mixed reactions. Some praised the league for taking a firm stand against behavior that could be interpreted as racially motivated. Others questioned whether the suspension was hasty, suggesting it may have been influenced by public pressure before a full investigation could take place. The situation became even more complex during Thomas's post-game interview. Rather than focusing on her on-court behavior, she highlighted the treatment she had received from fans. Thomas claimed that throughout the series she had been subjected to racial abuse, particularly from Clark's fan base, framing her actions as a response to ongoing provocation. This controversy underscores the broader challenges facing the WNBA as it balances player safety, competitive intensity, and the sensitive issues of race and representation. The league now faces the difficult task of addressing the incident while maintaining fairness for all players involved.
It's unacceptable, honestly. And there's no place for it. And we've been professional throughout the whole entire thing, but I've never been called the things that I've been called on social media, and there's no place for it. You know, we come to play basketball for our job and it's fun, but we don't want to go to work every day and have social media blown up over things like that. It's uncalled for, and something needs to be done, whether it's, them checking their fans or this league checking. There's no time for it anymore.
Thomas's post-game comments ignited a media firestorm. In her interview, she stated that in her 11-year career, she had never encountered racially charged abuse on the scale she experienced during the season. She specifically highlighted Clark's fanbase, suggesting that the intense admiration for the rookie star carried undertones of racial bias.
I think in my 11-year career, I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base.
Thomas's remarks sparked a broader conversation about race and fandom in the WNBA. Fans and analysts debated whether there is a deeper racial tension emerging in the league or if Thomas was attempting to deflect attention from her playoff performance. This isn't the first clash between Clark and Thomas. Earlier in the season, during a regular season matchup, tensions boiled over when Thomas set a hard screen that sent Clark to the floor. While Thomas was penalized for the play, the incident intensified an already simmering rivalry. Clark, however, has largely remained above the fray. She has not responded directly to Thomas's claims or engaged in controversy surrounding their past encounters. Instead, she has focused on her game, allowing her historic rookie season to speak for itself, a choice that has only strengthened her growing fan base, which includes both traditional WNBA followers and newcomers drawn to her record-breaking